It's Black History Month, and a great way to observe the holiday and learn is through the upcoming play series, The Raisin Cycle.
Yeah, and here to talk about the plays are Belicia Charnel Hines, director of Raisin in the Sun, and Tim Rose, director of Clybourne Park at the Hillberry Theater. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Can your voice get deeper, or is that just the morning?
Combination, but yes.
It's great to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's start with an explanation. All these plays start with The Raisin in the Sun and kind of build from there, right?
Yes. They basically Raisin in the Sun is set in 1959. From there, Bruce Norris he uses the character called Lindner to go, which is the white character, to go into Clybourne Park, and that so then he was inspired from A Raisin in the Sun and is using that story to go into Clybourne Park, along with Kwame Kwei-Armah. He takes Beneatha from A Raisin in the Sun and goes into Beneatha's place.
Interesting. So is this timeless art? I mean, is this the story? Is it just timeless that we can keep moving along and not?
Well, what you're exploring with The Raisin in the Sun is racism, segregation, and then what we're exploring in the 2009 version of Clybourne Park is gentrification. And so we're finding that we would like to think that things have changed, that they really have stayed the same. You know,
and when you talk about gentrification, do you mean as black families moved into a neighborhood, that shifted back a different way, or they're just getting older?
Right. Well, you know, in 1959, in this fictitious part of Chicago called Clybourne Park, this single black family was moving into an all-white enclave, and that was unacceptable for them. And so that began this whole series of white flight to the suburbs. And then over the course of the years, Clybourne Park became an all-black enclave. And then in 2009, or shortly before that, gentrification began to happen, of course, when the rebuilding began to happen, and the middle class, affluent people started to move back in, and that meant that those who were not as economically sound had to move out.
And this is kind of speaks to what's happening here in Detroit and to cities all over the country, right? So are you hoping that this will spark discourse and people will just have open conversation about it? What are you hoping will come from it?
Well, I hope open conversation, because all this, I mean, theater reflects life, life reflects theater. And the same thing is going on here with Detroit with gentrification, with so many black people having to be, to move out of Midtown and downtown and whatnot, and a lot of the changes that are going on here, it reflects these plays. So then the open discussion is healthy. And what's so controversial is to discuss race, and we need to be able to be comfortable to talk about race, because I mean, if not, then there's going to be more problems that are going on, like other problems that are going on in other towns. So we need to be open, and that's only healthy for a community.
I agree. So let's talk about Beneatha's place and some of the other challenges that are explored in that play.
Well, Beneatha's place, what's interesting about that play is because Kwame, who's the playwright, he saw Clybourne Park and was not happy about the issue with when blacks move into a neighborhood, it goes downhill. So he wanted to have a different take on it. And basically it's Beneatha and Asagai. They move to Nigeria, and then I don't want to say what the story.
You don't want to give it all away, right?
But it goes with the same type of idea with Clybourne Park, that it goes into another goes to 2009 in the second act. And then with that issue is that she's a dean, Beneatha, and then is talking to her colleagues or whatnot, and they want to basically they want to change their program from Black Studies to a white studies program, white privilege studies program. And so that discussion goes around with Black history is dead, Black studies is dead. We need to start talking about what's new now, what the discussion is now, and a really great conversation goes on with that. I don't want to tell the whole story. But
so tell us about the details where the play is, tickets, times, all that.
Stuff.
Raisin in the Sun, this is the last week. It opened last week. It is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock, Sunday at 3 in the Bonsdale Theater. And then with Beneatha's place is in the Studio Theater in the basement of the Hillberry Theater. And that's same times. and they're going to do a talk back on Sunday with a lot of great leaders in the community beneath this place. So
see, this idea, and we'll wrap it up, but we're witnessing what you're talking about, a reflection of real life and art collaborating. You look at Woodward Avenue, John R. and Cass.
Absolutely.
And you see this $3.5–5 billion in development. And then what happens to the folks that are living there and just trying to afford the rent that they saw go to $1,500 a month? It's real stuff, right?
It's very real stuff. Clybourne Park opens up next Friday.
Okay.
So make sure that people come out and see that. And the two of you have comp tickets.
Thank you.
A date with you.
You kind of had us at hello.
I know, right?
So, it's good to see you both.
Thank you
so much.
Thanks for doing what you're doing.
The Raisin Cycle, everyone check it out.